Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day or really a better morning than I had. My morning was terrible. Just could not get anything to go right. Pretty much a carbon copy of yesterday morning, which actually I haven't done yesterday's recap. I'm going to do it after this one because that one takes a long time. And I actually fell asleep last night pulling all the charts together and pulling them up. So I didn't get to do it. I'm going to do it after this one because that one is a little special to me. And, I won't blow the cover until I get to do that later on today. But for today, I had a watch list and really missed some trades from the beginning. CAR, I was pretty upset with myself because I missed this. This was a perfect VWAP, fade from the open. This thing, it came up. I was hoping it tested this level, and that's what I was kind of waiting for this candle to do, but then it sold off and kind of hung up from my trades from yesterday and some of the things that happened yesterday. I didn't just jump on this. Besides, I didn't want to short it, on support. So I could have waited until it lost it. Could have waited down here and got in the 2480s. That would have been, an ideal entry risking on this. But I just missed it and I waited and it hit our reversal scan. So I was going to take it on the bottom bounce, try to catch the reversal on it. And, I shorted it here. I was thinking that this thing was going to make that move up. Let me see if I can show you on the 2-minute right here. I was going to take it long. I thought this thing was going to move up. Actually, it just did not. I mean, it started to make that move, but it didn't. It did make a higher low. A higher high relative to this candle, which is kind of what we look for on reversals. It didn't do that, so it just kind of came back in and it hit my stop. Right here, 22.75 was my stop, but I didn't get it filled until 22.72. So quickly was in the hole about $270 to start the day off with. Not where you want to be, but it was a nice setup. I just didn't wait for it to complete. I didn't wait for it to confirm. Really could have taken it off of this level here, risking off of 2240. This seemed to be the level that it reversed and came back and at least got to the 9, which would have been my first profit target. This would have been a nice trade to open the day up with, but just didn't take it. And this washed, so it just went down and didn't really give me any reason to hold on to it or to really give it any more room than I gave it. So that was a loss starting the day out with. The next trade I took, kind of the same thing. Thought it was going to reverse here, and you see there's no support, no resistance here. I'm just kind of basing it off of the $half mark because I got this with a nice wick coming up, which is telling me that it's testing up here, but it's not, gonna hold. It's just coming down. It's just kind of taking out maybe stop losses or whatever. So I went ahead and got short here at 45.44. There was really nothing I could base my stop off of other than the 45.50, the $half, mark. So that's what I kind of based my stop off of. But then I said, no, this thing might come up to this level here. So I went ahead and held on to it and ended up adding when I thought it couldn't push this. Now this candle, to my, defense, this candle did close below the support level. So I'm thinking it's ready to roll over. So I went ahead and added. I did get my average up to 45.57, which, would have been good to, use this level here, 45.73, as a stop. But I said I'll give it a couple more cents, so I used 80 as a stop. And sure enough, when it was, it looked bullish on the 2-minute chart. I'm gonna show you what I was looking at. You see right here, it was looking bullish on the 2-minute chart. It was looking bullish on the 5-minute chart. And there's no mistake in this. It's making higher lows, it's making higher highs. There's no mistake in that. Same thing with this. There's no mistake in this pattern. Well, actually, I forgot I had it to where it drew it on every chart, but you can see that is a bullish pattern. But then it popped over my stop. It popped over 80. It started trading up in the 90s, and I just refused to click it. I just wasn't going to do it. Just because it did that, I figured it would come back and test this at some point. I did have a line in the sand, up here at 46 was my line in the sand, but I was going to let it come back. I wasn't going to just eat it. So when it came back and it hit the 9 moving average, I went ahead and got out 45.67. I only lost 10 cents on this deal. So, that was $120. So now I'm down almost $400. I'm down $390. And I'm thinking about, well, I really don't have a max loss for the day. For, the day. This was just either bad luck or bad timing. CAR was a good setup. I just didn't wait. What I saw was correct. It did, give us a bounce. DNKN was a little bit quick on this. But I had the right idea to add because this was a level of resistance that it looked like it was going to, reverse off of. I gave it a 5-minute candle to close lower than this level, but that was it. Didn't really get any other indication to get in. It really just turned on me. So, it wasn't that I was making mistakes. I was trading and I was using my mind and I was analyzing the setups and I was doing things that I normally would do every day. Just had some misfortune that these trades didn't do what they were supposed to do. So after lunch, I came back with SNDK, which was another top reversal. And again, just did not get the move. I hit the right spot. Didn't get in because of, what happened earlier today. I did not get in my move quick enough. And this is why I was getting in early before, because I was getting late entries yesterday. And again, this is a little late. I waited for the setup, but if you're shorting into resistance, you need to go ahead and risk it off of this resistance. And I didn't. So I gave up, a lot of profit. But I did take a little chunk out of the red that I was seeing that day. So I shorted it here at 69.05, anticipating the break of 69. And, this was making a new low. And then it started getting some funky price action again. So I went ahead and took some off here at 68.90 and still acting a little weird. I took some off at 68.84 and just left, 250 shares on just in case. And that was going to be, that stop on that was break even. Because, who knew if it lost to 9, I still had 250 shares in the game. I could maybe pick up another 100, if not $250, if it made a decent move. But it never came. It turned around, ended up stopping me out. and you can see that was the right move to make. So I did score some profit, about 142 $43. It took a little, it took a decent chunk out of the 390 that I was, red. So I kept looking, and as soon as I got out of this, W WBMD popped up on our reversal scanner. Now, every time I've traded this has been a real good trade. This WBMD is always a good trader. But when I was looking at it, the volume kind of went away a little bit, and it had me concerned. I was expecting it to push up some selling volume up to 100,000 shares, and then it start to roll off. That the sellers would get exhausted, and then the buyers would get exhausted, and then the sellers would come in, and we can get the move down. But it kind of gave me some pause because the spreads were huge at times, and the volume was kind of real light. And I had an order here at 57 the first time, and it jumped over it. It went from 5704 down to 5698, and it just didn't hit anything in between. And I just kept it on. I didn't cancel the order. I just kind of watched it to see what it was going to do. It eventually hit me and fill, and got to move down to the 9 that I took profit here, got moved to the 20 that I took profit, and then again, I took some here when this ticker opened, made a higher low, and that was the time to take profit. Now, Jeff was trading this, and he called out his trade first in chat. So just like with Mike, if somebody else calls in, and Jeff or Ross calls out a trade, I'm not gonna post over him. If he goes in and stops out, and it's a bad trade for him, then I'm not gonna come in and say, well, here's where you should have got in and all of this, because really we're both looking at the same thing. He has more conviction than I have. So just like Mike, they're both going to get in the trade earlier. They're going to get in, and they're going to see this a little bit earlier, and they're going to, have a little bit more risk. So when I usually come in, I'm usually late, or, I wait for another move to come, but I'm not going to post in chat, over their trade, because it's just a matter of respect. So I'll go over it, in my recaps. If you PM me about it, I'll talk to you in private about it. But as far as me posting the trade, if we're in the same ticker and one guy took a hit on it, I'm not gonna post it. It's just not, to me, it's just not right. It's professional courtesy. So you won't see me do that. And that's the last trade I took today. And this is the trade that took me over the edge. This was an awesome trade. I love these because I always can get at least $1,000 out of these. They're real easy, real simple. You hit the right spot, and one or two of these a day can really make your week. So that's why I like reversals so much. Sometimes they get frustrating, like the first two I traded today, but and even the third one. The third one was pretty frustrating. I really didn't get a decent move out of it. That's just the nature of the game. And then you get one, my last one to give me an incredible move. So just wanted to share that with you, go over them, recap my trades, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on the one from yesterday so that I can get that out. So I hope everybody has a great evening, a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow in chat.